Hello and welcome. What if the latest scandal surrounding Meghan Markle is only scratching the surface? As new accusations emerge and her relationship with Harry seems to be strained, could the Sussexes be heading toward an even bigger crisis? Stay tuned, because by the end of this story, you might see a side of the royal couple you never expected. This month, The Hollywood Reporter published new claims from anonymous staff members of Meghan's U.S.-based organization, who describe her as a tyrant. They painted a picture of Meghan as a demanding and impossible boss, reigniting the firestorm of criticism she first faced in 2018. However, not everyone agrees with these allegations. Former and current staff members spoke out this week to US Weekly, defending the Duchess and praising her as positive and supportive. These contrasting narratives highlight just how divisive Meghan's public image has become. The story of Meghan's alleged difficult behavior isn't new. It all began in December 2018, when she was still a working royal. After returning from a successful overseas tour with Harry, Meghan was labeled Duchess difficult in the media. At the time, Meghan and Harry suggested this marked the turning point in how the British press treated them, moving from admiration to relentless scrutiny. Just months later, in March 2021, the Sunday Times dropped an even bigger bombshell. Days before Meghan and Harry's explosive Oprah Winfrey interview, the paper released an internal email from 2018 written by Jason Knauf, Kensington Palace's former press secretary. The email was sent to Prince William's private secretary and expressed serious concerns about Meghan's behavior toward staff. Knauf's email alleged that Meghan had bullied two personal assistants out of the household. The treatment of X name removed was totally unacceptable, the email read. In response to these allegations, Buckingham Palace issued a rare statement, saying they were very concerned and launched an internal investigation. Staff members, both past and present, were invited to share their experiences. However, the results of this investigation were never made public, leaving room for speculation and conspiracy theories to thrive. The timing of the report's release, just days before Meghan's sit-down with Oprah, was seen by Meghan's legal representatives as a calculated smear campaign. They argued that the timing was no coincidence and aimed to discredit Meghan before she had a chance to speak her truth. Yet, despite these claims, the story of Meghan being a bully hasn't gone away. It has been repeatedly cited in the media over the years, and new allegations have continued to emerge. Prince Harry has always stood firmly by Meghan's side throughout this controversy. In his 2023 memoir Spare, he described the original 2018 stories about Meghan's behavior as a work of fiction. Harry was adamant that these narratives were fabricated to smear Meghan's character. After their popularity threatened the status quo within the royal family, he recounted how, after their highly celebrated tour of Australia and the South Pacific in 2018, the royal household felt threatened by the couple's rising stardom. Then, a work of fiction about Meg making her staff miserable, Harry wrote in Spare. He addressed the claims that Meghan had driven her staff too hard and pushed them to quit. He even mentioned the minor accusation of her committing the unpardonable sin of emailing people early in the morning due to time zone differences with her American friends. But Harry's rebuttal didn't stop there. He went on to claim that one of the assistants who left their household was not driven out by Meghan's behavior but was actually asked to resign by Palace HR after it was discovered she had misused her position for personal gain. Because we couldn't speak publicly about the reasons for the assistant's departure, rumors filled the void, Harry explained. This lack of transparency, according to Harry, was the true beginning of all their troubles with the press. In Spare, Harry also directly addressed the bullying allegations that were published in 2021 just before the Oprah interview. In a private conversation with Prince William and then Prince Charles after the funeral of Prince Philip, Harry raised the issue of the bullying claims and suggested that the royal household had played a role in orchestrating their release. Meg was apparently a bully that was the latest vicious campaign they'd helped orchestrate, Harry wrote. Despite these serious allegations, Harry and Meghan formally refuted the claims to Buckingham Palace's HR department, even providing a 25-page, evidence-filled report to counter the accusations. It was so shocking, so egregious, that even after Meg and I demolished their lie with a 25-page, evidence-filled report to Human Resources. I was going to have trouble simply shrugging that one off, Harry wrote in spare. Still, the controversy refuses to die down. Meghan remains a polarizing figure, with some defending her as a victim of unfair media scrutiny and others condemning her as a difficult and demanding boss. As the latest round of allegations surfaces, the Sussexes find themselves once again in the eye of a public storm. But behind the scenes, even more troubling signs are starting to appear. Could this latest controversy be the beginning of something much larger for Harry and Meghan? Lady Colin Campbell, a frequent critic of the Sussexes, has been closely watching their latest moves, particularly Harry's decision to travel solo, while Meghan battles the fallout from a scathing article about her toxic behavior as a boss in The Hollywood Reporter. Harry's absence has only fueled speculation about the state of their relationship. Lady C, in her latest YouTube episode, eagerly answered her viewers' questions about the couple, and her observations were as sharp as ever. One viewer asked why the Sussexes haven't shut down rumors about the birth of their children, Archie and Lilibet. Lady C didn't hold back, suggesting that Meghan's silence on the matter is telling. If Meghan wanted to be malicious and harm the royal family, she wouldn't mind letting these rumors fester. The level of malice behind such silence speaks for itself. She went on to remind her audience that royal births have always been confirmed by a physician, a tradition upheld since 1688 until Archie and Lilibet came along. Lady C noted that this practice had become a mere formality, but Meghan chose to break with it. Before Meghan Markle, the royal family trusted its members, and additional verification wasn't necessary. Going forward, the royal family will insist on this rule being followed, Lady C said. According to Lady C, if the legitimacy of Archie and Lilibet's births were questioned today, King Charles III would face accusations of racism for trying to remove children of mixed race from the line of succession. Meghan played the race card from the very beginning, Lady C explained. She pointed out that Meghan wasn't the first to introduce racial diversity into the royal family. Other members, such as Lady Davina Windsor, who married a Maori man, had already set that precedent. The conversation then shifted to Meghan's reputation as a difficult boss, particularly following the Hollywood Reporter article that described her as a dictator in high heels. Lady C speculated that Meghan herself may have been behind the leak, or at least had a hand in it. Meghan is notorious for leaking stories about herself, both positive and negative. I've been told that this story was planted by her or someone on her behalf, Lady C revealed. However, she noted that the article didn't turn out the way Meghan might have hoped, as it included interviews with 11 other people who painted her in an unflattering light. Meghan thinks she can control everything, but this time it backfired. When asked about Harry's solo appearances, Lady C hinted that all might not be well in the Sussex household. There are problems in paradise, she said cryptically. Meghan, she claimed, is very upset and facing what she described as a narcissistic collapse after being exposed for who she truly is. Lady C referenced The Hollywood Reporter's description of Meghan as terrible and suggested that the Duchess is struggling to cope with the public backlash. Is this Meghan's downfall? Well, it's certainly not Harry's, Lady C added. According to Lady C, Harry's solo trip was always planned to be separate from Meghan, but now it's clear that the couple's reputations are diverging. I understand that Meghan is toxic now. She's an outcast. They can't risk her being booed, so she's lying low, waiting to rise from the ashes later, Lady C explained. She also suggested that Harry's trip has gone well, noting that he seemed nervous around Queen Mathilde in New York. He knows he's not the star. When Harry isn't with Meghan, his royal training kicks in. He behaves well. Lady C expressed some sympathy for Harry, suggesting that he's caught between two worlds, the royal life he left behind and the Hollywood life that has rejected him. Harry left the old world for a new one, but the new world doesn't want him. They've failed as a couple, but the elite world will always respect Harry as the son of the king, she said, adding that while Meghan is now a liability, Harry could still be useful on his own. The royal commentator also pointed out that Harry seemed jittery during his meeting with the Diana Award laureates. I've said it many times, Harry's advisors have told him to stick to royal duties, while Meghan should pursue non-royal ventures. What's happening now is a failure for Meghan, Lady C concluded. As the Sussexes continue to battle public perception and internal struggles, the question remains, can they weather the storm? Or is this the beginning of a royal unraveling that no one saw coming?